We have pros in the NBA now. Wendell Carter, Chumo Kiki. These young men are giving back to the community. Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, who everybody, calls him now. Kermit from the movie Hustle. These young men came through our program, were trained by some of our staff in Anthony Edwards, and help doing a lot of great things, not just in their personal lives, but in the community.
Welcome to the Southside Show, your local news and information source for Atlanta's Southside.
Welcome to the Southside Show. I'm your host, R.D. Jones III. Each week, we shine a spotlight on the Southside's rich culture and colorful history, which has a global effect on faith, economy, politics, and technology. Our guest today is a native of College Park, Georgia. He's the Associate Minister at Christians for Change Baptist Church. He's a former Department Director for the City of College Park, Parks and Recreation and Cultural Arts Department. He's a member of Prince Hall Masonic family, and he's the current president of the Old National Merchants Association. I'd like to introduce you to Emmanuel Rainey. How you doing, Emmanuel?
Doing fine, Brother Artie. How you doing?
Great. Thank you for joining us here on the Southside Show, where we want to highlight the great things that's going on the South Side of the ATL. You and I have a history. I met you almost 9 years ago. I was a department director for the City of College Park Economic Development Department, and you were the recreation director, and it later became the Recreation and Cultural Arts Department.
Right.
First, tell our Southside Show guests a little bit about your background, where you came from, just kind of so they can acquaint themselves with you.
All right, great. Name is Emmanuel Rainey.
I already said that.
You did. My fault. You did. Coming from hail from College Park, Georgia. College Park, Georgia. Went from College Park to Coweta County School System. I was raised there. Did my schooling in Coweta County, Noonan, Georgia. Was dunking at the age in the 8th grade, as I said on the show earlier, once before. I played basketball, was dunking in the 8th grade. Let me go on and repeat that again.
You were dunking in the 8th grade?
Dunking in the 8th grade.
What, you like 5'4", 5'5"?
I was good, 5'8", 5'7". Didn't grow no much after that. But, decent athlete. Came up, went to Georgia State, went to the Navy. Did a few things there. Came home, and found my home after doing a few jobs in the environmental industry. Found my home in recreation, coaching youth basketball.
Okay.
From there came up and obviously ended up being a director in College Park. Saw some great youth come through there, pros, whether it was basketball, baseball, football. We have pros in the NBA now. Wendell Carter, Chumo Kiki. These young men are giving back to the community. Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, who everybody calls him now. Kermit from the movie Hustle. These young men came through our program, were trained by some of our staff in Anthony Edwards, and help doing a lot of great things, not just in their personal lives, but in the community. Lorenzo Carter, former Georgia Bulldog, who now plays with the Atlanta Falcons, was at New York Giants, who's now with the Atlanta Falcons, coming through. But overall, a great experience. Had a great experience in College Park, learning the golf course world, learning the Parks and Rec world, and just glad to serve the community. Currently serving as the President of Old National Merchants Association, and having a great time enjoying serving home.
Okay, well, my question to you was going to be, well, how did you end up, getting into recreation and working with youth, both male and female and everything? Right. But it seems as though that you were raised in that environment, and as a result of that, that's just something that you gravitated to.
Those things were dear and true to my heart. I played AAU basketball out of Brady Gym. Like I said, I did my sports. Even though I went to school in Noonan, I had the best of both worlds. I had more of a city, urban life up here, and at home in Noonan, I had a rural life. A lot of it was rural because we had chickens, we had hogs. So I grew up feeding the chickens and slapping the hogs. I grew up doing those things. So I had the best of both worlds, best of both sets of friends, black friends, white friends, very diverse. I have them today. Because of that, I was able I've been able to be successful in many areas of life. I'm still into farming. I do aquaponics farming. do marketing for a farm called Aloe Farms out of Peachtree City. A great venture in which I'm involved in now. I'm looking forward to having great things and changing not only the community but the world.
How often does the Old National Merchants Association meet, and when do they meet?
We meet every last Thursday of each month.
Okay, last Thursday of each month.
Thursday of each month. It's like having church, you know. We meet on second and fourth Sunday, you know, but now we meet we meet the last Thursday of each month.
Yeah. And if somebody wanted to get involved with the Old National Merchants Association, how would they go about doing that?
Oh, just contact us, Gmail, ONMA1989 @gmail, or erainey112 @gmail. Contact me personally. We have a great influence on the community. We're doing scholarships, we're doing a 5K. We have different committees that do different things to create a lasting environment. We have a very diverse board that is made up of whether it's Kroger, Georgia Power, World Changers, local entrepreneurs, physical fitness people. We have a different, just a great diverse board of entrepreneurs and business owners that are true stakeholders in our community.
What is the greatest challenge that you see in trying to renovate and reinvigorate Old National Highway?
Is really capturing this younger generation, because they are the ones who are going to dictate what we look like in the future. So to capture them has been a challenge. You can't do it the old way. You can't go out with a flyer. You know, they're not on Facebook. So you have to get on Instagram and get your numbers up, go out and talk to them. And a lot of times, I communicate very well to masses of generations. However, you have a community that's seniors. We have a community that's mainly made of seniors on Old National Corridor. Its residents are, and you have to be able to capture them, and to capture them and to bring youth in at the same time is somewhat of a struggle. So if there are concerns, we have to be able to capture them and make them make a lot of our younger people care about what we want to see our community look like in the future.
Right.
I'm amazed at how, when I was in College Park, I was able to get all the fraternities, the Masonic family, the community, the businesses. Those are things that I have planned for Old National Merchants, to create that unity in which Artie Jones don't have to give 300 book bags. Emmanuel Rainey does Old National Merchants don't have to give 100 book bags. We don't have to go to a hotel and get 200 book bags. We can all come together, give away 1,000 book bags. We can partner up with churches, restaurants, businesses alike, and do one big event, and everybody can benefit. That is what I believe your leadership can do. That's what I think our partnership would do. When you come to the city of South Fulton, there are a lot of fragmented areas, and we take South Fulton. South Fulton is very diverse. You have an urban area, you have an agricultural area, and fortunately, Old National is made up of one dense area. Then you go to another end of it. It's rather just kind of vacant. It's just a couple of churches and maybe an organization here, that doctor office here and down the end of the road. But we can bring that thing together and create a powerful union that I feel like can really, Old National can truly thrive. Old National is considered a food desert at the same time. There are certain things that are needed. There are certain things that are not needed. And there are certain things that need a standard when it comes. People talk about there's a chicken shack everywhere along, people tired of eating chicken. But if chicken is good, you're going to go eat that chicken. If the crab legs are good, you're going to eat the crab legs. So it's okay to have them, but we need to make sure there's a certain standard of excellence when it comes.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with all the clubs and whatnot. They all have a place. The places of faith. We have some churches that are probably 20 members, and we have one of the biggest mega churches in the world, and World Changers. So there's a diverse setting on Old National that is unlike any other place, I believe, in the world. And because it's unlike any other place, we can do more here than we can do anywhere.
On the Old National, you guys do some great things. Recently, I attended a scholarship function where you guys awarded, what, 4 or 5 scholarships?
Four scholarships.
4 scholarships to deserving seniors or recent graduates.
Right.
And then you had, I guess the keynote speaker was a gentleman that grew up in the community that came back, and he provided a very eloquent speech.
Yes.
You know, it makes me feel good when you can award those scholarships. It makes me feel even better when you have somebody to come back to the community to kind of pay things forward.
Yes.
What other types of activities does the Old National Merchants Association have on the horizon to be able to do more things with the youth? Because you mentioned to me that the youth are the future, to get them to come back. So it seems to me that we need to focus our attention with the youth, because they get things and they run with it.
Right. Well, we have one school, Banneker High School, that is really connected, kind of, sort of,
Right.
to Old National. But yet we have a few other schools, whether it's North Clayton, whether it's Tri-Cities, that kind of form this Old National corridor. Even in Fayetteville, we have schools in Fayetteville that actually co-join the Old National corridor. So what we're trying to do is we have tapped into the school systems. We have learned the counselors, gotten to know them, gotten involved with the different programs they have in those schools to teach business, because that's what we are. We're Old National Merchants Association. So we're trying to get businesses, not just people trying to go to school. That's great, but some people get out and want to become entrepreneurs. So those are we're focusing on those business owners, those people who are trying to get out, learn business and learn it the right way, to come in and understand customer service, to come in and understand business etiquette, to understand the proper ways of handling a business, of running a business, understanding your taxes, all that good stuff, understand how to maintain a business, how to grow a business. So, like I say, everybody, a yard guy can become a yard businessman, can be an entrepreneur, a landscaper. So you want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity. And for those that do well, go off to college, become IT managers and all those good things, that they come back as well and do those and learn business etiquettes within our community. So we're into the school system. We're at all the grand openings, the grand reopenings. One of the best grand reopenings I saw was Walmart. You weren't there. Walmart had a grand reopening. Banneker Band showed up. I've never seen anything like this. The band showed up and actually marched into the Walmart. Marched in, walked down the main aisle, came back up. It was like a party. You only get this on Old National. You only get this only on Old National. I remember we were in College Park. We were both colleagues in College Park. They had National Night Out. And I promise you, I went to National Night Out in College Park. It was very well done out on the lawn in front of the auditorium. We had the police had the band out there, and it was a great show, and it was very community driven. It was great. And I left there. It was almost like I went to, I don't mean this, bad in a bad way, but also, where I'm from College Park. My mother went to Morris Brown, my dad went to Morehouse. So it was like me leaving Noonan High at a nice event and coming up to Morris Brown. And when I got to South Fulton, I said, my God, South Fulton was a party. It was different. It was like an HBCU versus a PWI. And I was just like, my goodness. And they're side by side. Yet the way they are, for something to be side by side like it is, it's like FAMU and Florida State. Literally across the street. Yet when you go to South Fulton, you get a totally different experience. And I loved it.
That's a great thing about the Southside.
And that's diversity. A great thing about the Southside. That's that diversity. It's beautiful.
Well, do you have any last comments for our Southside show guest? Anything that you'd like to leave our guests with?
No, just looking for us to come out again on our Old National Merchants Association 5K and to keep Old National strong. Continue to service Old National. Come patronize us. We have some of the best restaurants. We do have some of the best restaurants out here, believe it or not. Whether it's soul food and you like Big Dad's, whether it's seafood and you like crab pot. we got it all. So there's nothing wrong with it. You come on out. We have some of the best workout facilities, from LA Fitness to Fit Gym to Train or Die. We have them all. We have them. If you need personal training, we have them at each location. Just looking forward to having getting Old National strong, keeping it relevant, and keeping us on par for excellence.
All right. Well, thank you, Emmanuel, for all that you do for the Old National Merchants Association and also the Southside. And like I said, we appreciate everything that you're doing, and you have our support here on the Southside Show.
And I appreciate you and the Southside Show. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Emmanuel. And it's a wrap, folks. My time is up. I'm R.D. Jones, your host of the Southside Show, bringing you the latest and the greatest that the Southside has to offer. And if you don't remember anything else from this episode, please remember this. Don't sleep on the Southside. Thanks for tuning in.